Today I'm going to put the Insley to work a little bit. I still got a lot of work to do to it, but I want to get some hours on it. I'm going to try cutting this sod down about 6 inches. I may make a big mess out of it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, a bit of a learning curve. Luckily, I got all the time in the world to do this. I'm going to take the tractor, move some of this dirt. I've got a spot I'm going to fill in a low spot with it, and then the remainder of it, whatever I don't need, is just going to get dumped down over the hill on top of those trees I took down. And boy, does that look rough. I wanted about 6 inches out of there, but it's going way too deep, so I'm just going to try and peel the sod off. I'll probably end up doing a lot of tractor work in here, but I'm going to have plenty of dirt to fill this in, get it leveled out, track it in with the machine. So it's a learning experience. And a few things going on with this. Now, when I brought it home, the oil pressure gauge didn't work, but I know it's got plenty of pressure. Engine sounds good. It doesn't make any noise. The amp meter was working. Now it's not. And my water temperature gauge was working, and now it's not. And I imagine because it's been sitting for so many years and terminals are corroded up and the wiring kind of looks like a rat's nest. So I'll run it a little bit, shut it off, keep an eye on all the fluids and stuff. So I think we'll be okay for now. You know, they say slow and steady wins the race. What I found, being I've never run one of these before, I know it'd be a lot quicker to keep that bucket flat and scrape, but you have to do 3 functions, the bucket, the dipper, and the boom. So just starting out, I'm just doing 2 functions, and it's going to take a little bit longer to get used to it, but I can control it a little bit better. If I could figure out how to do it in 1 function, that'd be the ticket. So I've still got some dirt to move down at the end of the road. I'm going to scrape this up with the tractor, get that out of the way, and then just keep working my way back. Well, slowly but surely. I'm getting a little bit better. I'm just trying to take a little at a time. I'm going to take the tractor and kind of flatten this out and get a better look at it before I go too deep. Being I don't have any working gauges in this machine yet. The temperature I was a little concerned about, so I'd run it a little bit, half hour, shut it down. I'd use my laser beam thermometer here. Radiator, the engine from the oil pan to the head is running 170 degrees, so that's good. The amp meter was working, but that belt on there, it looks like an old worn out shoestring, and if I tighten it up, I'm afraid it's gonna break. It may take out the water pump belts with it. It's not looking too bad. It's roughed in pretty good here, but it's coming along pretty good. It helps me anyway to clean up part of the area, gives me a little bit better look on what I have to do to keep continuing this in. I don't want to cut too deep or leave it too shallow, so I kind of have a guide from one side to the other. I'm just eyeballing all this. I'm not shooting any grades or anything, but it does help me to get part of this cleaned up so I can get a pretty good visual, and it's looking pretty good. I got probably the last third to finish up over here, and hopefully have it done soon. Well, I got a situation here. I got oil spraying all over. This swivel unit sits onto that base, which is underneath this big plate here. For some reason, it's leaking out of there and it's spraying out, and those are all new O-rings in there. That puts a crimp in my plans. So I've got to get the oil pumped out of the tank and go from there.